So we are live. We are live. Man, it's like everybody, I'm trying to push my time back and move around because everybody was going live. Everybody was moving around. I still got more to do, you know. But we gonna keep it pushing, you know. When it come down to it, man, I was on Roger panel earlier and the discussion or the main topic was about all this infighting, you know, the elite class within our community getting to the money. Let me turn on this AC. I don't know if it's too high to where it's coming in my microphone. But all this infight, man. Are we focused on the money or we not? You know, because when it come down to it, everybody in the community want to have money. We all want to be rich. But why we're not more or less focused on the money in general? Why are we not doing the work? You know, you can't win the lottery if you don't play. And that's what's going on in the community right now as it stands. Everybody in the community want to be lottery winners, but don't want to accept the fact of buying a ticket. And that's foolish to me. You know, when it come down to it, in order to hit, win the lottery, whatever, you got to, without a shadow of a doubt, you got to buy the ticket. So starting with the community and the training, you know, we keep focusing on this whole gender war aspect. The men doing this, the women doing this. It all starts with the training. The men need to be trained a certain way. The women need to be trained a certain way. You know, Go P asked me what qualifies men and women to, preferably men we were just talking about, but I'm gonna say the women in this conversation too. Men and women, a lot of them are not qualified to be, married, to be in a position to be called a husband or a wife. You know, nobody's taught this. Nobody in the community gets a one-on-one lesson on how to become, a good steward over their money, how to, represent for the family within a certain mind frame. You know, that's not taught to us, especially within our community. You know, we have people come in, focus and talking about finance. You know, you being looked at different. You being looked at somebody that's greedy. You being looked at somebody who's, you know, acting or becoming white because you so focused on the aspect of money. I had talks with my friends and we always come up with this whole thing to when it comes down to it, someone be like, man, I wasn't taught about life insurance. So I don't know these things. Or I wasn't taught about stock. That's why I'm not investing. When it comes down to it, yeah, we wasn't taught. But now guess what? The internet's here. Everything they talking about hiding in the book, it's out in the open online. You got ebooks. You can learn all this stuff through ebooks. You can learn all this stuff through forums and videos. Most of the people, majority of the time, spent on YouTube arguing back and forth on panels. I watch this content creator. He's a YouTuber. Dave Never Sleeps. He deals with a lot of motivational speakers, and not only do he invest deal with the motivational speakers, he deal with a lot of investors, people who put money into certain business and gain profits. He's always in the next thing to move and shake for the community and so forth. So as it stands, this guy he puts in the time. Now that saying, you pay the cost to be the boss, and that's what he's doing. When it comes to aspect of building a brand, he's built his brand. You know, he deal with a lot of people who invest in crypto, real estate, beauty supply, any kind of. Any form of business, he's in there. You know, any form of business, he's out there. He's asking the questions, motivating people to get up and do something. Erica Williams, I always talk about Erica Williams. Erica Williams, this lady, let's see, let's run down the list. She started off with her own business, a coffee shop. You know, um, Erica got into helping people with finance, fixing their credit. People wasn't listening. She started a credit repair course. People wasn't listening. You know, she started pushing people in to get their business together. Then you start getting a little push. She started taking off. Man, right now, I don't even think you can go to Erica and get a consultation for under probably $300. That's just to talk to her for under 300 probably. I'm just saying, you know, I go in and out her channels, frequently. She got a book, you know, she got a planner to show you, the process of doing what you need to do. I mean, it's funny. A lot of guys talk about these women, but these women out here making money, these women out here making moves. And the fact, sorry about that, people. Yeah, it was a money call, so I can't miss them calls right there. But when it come down to it, sorry about that. Y'all was muted. Yeah, it was like I said, it was a money call. But when it come down to it, it kind of lost my train of thought for a minute. Let me jump into something else. But it's just real crazy, And that money call I was dealing with, it was it was investment property that I'm trying to invest in with someone, and trying to get some things squared away and situated with that. I mean, but when it all boils down to it, a lot of people they deal with this aspect of multiple streams of income. That's what you got to do. Oh, kicking it back to Erica. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, but with her, you know, she had a trucking course. Nobody wanted to get in on the trucking course. $5,000 to get in the trucking course. You know, they didn't want to. People didn't want to get in on that. I think she had a total of 20 people to get in on that trucking course or something like that, or to the extent. Let me see. Hold on, because let's see, 10, 8. So I want to say between 8 and 10 people she had to get in on each trucking course. It was a total of 40,000 to $50,000. So all those people that got in on that trucking course, off on the first one, it ripped. Second one, third one, I think she got about 4 trucks now. Not using all of her money. Everybody else coming in, leveraging, have contracts out. See, that's one of the biggest things that a lot of people don't push, and I push this real big when it comes to the aspect of contracts. You know, contracts is the key, man. I'm not doing nothing without a contract if I don't trust you. A lot of people say they get burnt because of the contracts. You don't want to drop a contract because that's your homeboy. You trust them. Knee high to the tree high. We used to play in the sandbox together. I put my own brother on the contract. You know, just because you my brother, I supposed to trust you. You you gave me birth. You my mom. I supposed to trust you? No, there's no trust. There's no trust and ill trust when it come to business. You got to sign on the dotted line if you want to pay to play. Because at the end of the day, if you renege, there's consequences. I love, got love for your mama, but if mama don't play, she got to go to court. And why you sue your mama? It's simple. Mama didn't want to pay. See how easy that is, man. Why you sue your big brother? Big brother thought because we family, he ain't gonna pay me this $10,000 out this contract that he signed. See, when it come down to it, it's all cool when you play house, but when it's time to get in the house, that's a different story. My grandma always had these little parables and riddles and stuff. She used to tell me about being grown. The funny thing in business it's a very touchy subject when it comes to this because I always push this emotional side when I come on panels. I hit it with the max with it. Yeah, but it's funny. I do that to all the men. Women, I don't do that towards women because I know majority of the time women have those feelings. They're gonna come with feelings. Men, you got to start thinking more in facts. You got to start trying to push a certain narrative. You know, as men, we talk to each other. Of course, we're gonna get emotional and heated in the conversation, but don't get your feelings involved when you start pouting. You start yelling on the panel because you can't get your way. You know, let's think logically about what you're saying. Once you calm down, you'll understand. Yeah, man. I was pushing the line a little bit. Yeah, man. You right, man. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that, man. And hey, sorry. It is what it is. But at the same time, we have to understand that's just business. Sorry. That is nothing but business. Keep the emotions out. We're gonna sign this contract. And if you about it, you're gonna live up to the contract. At least if you have a situation to where you can't pay, you can't do something, you let me know. We can discuss it that way. But just to run off and say, man, I ain't gonna do nothing. We family, blah, 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 you gotta suffer those consequences of that. You know, and that's the whole thing of a business mindset. You know, a lot of people coming on YouTube and Facebook, Instagram. You know, y'all hitting to a certain degree. Getting the likes, getting the views. Hey, all that's cool at the end of the day. You can get views, you can get likes, you know, everything's popping and everything's good, but that don't mean nothing at the end of the day if you ain't producing when it comes to that business. A lot of people, that's what I was saying earlier. People should get blue checks on YouTube to be verified. You know, what's gonna do is gonna push people's ego even more. Because I mean, let's be honest. When it comes to YouTube, when it comes to all social media sites and everything, the validation is the key in most situations with people. We're trying to get validated, but if you're not getting validated for a reason, far as the money, what are you getting validated for? Just to let people know you are who you say you are? No, it's gonna be some money behind that. If I was on Instagram and I got the blue check, because I got validated that I'm who I say I am, it's gonna be some dollars behind that. I'm promoting myself, you know, on YouTube, on Instagram, Facebook, all these social media sites. I laugh and I go in there and get my kicks and jokes and everything, and it's cool. You know what I'm saying? I tell people when it come down to it, yeah, I like the ratchet stuff. I go over there, listen to some of the stuff. You know, Beasley being one of them. I told him, I tell people, Beasley is a professional troll. That's what he do. He trolls people to the extent in which some of his trolling might go a little bit too far. So be it. I don't care. Beasley cool. You know, the people he troll. I know some of them. You know, they gonna be have some feelings towards it, but in the same sense, he's not trolling me. I'm cool with you. I'm cool with him. I'm not gonna have a split just because you have this, division. I I'm not gonna pick a side. It's hard for me to do that. My friends, both of my friends, they got into a situation. We both cool. You know, I gotta pick a side between one of y'all. We all been friends for years. Cool. Just because it was a situation where you don't like him, ah, I'm not signing up for that. You know, even in situations where the money get involved. You know, we have situations where we go in on something. Let's say we go in on a pizza. Everybody supposed to put in $4 or something like that, and it's three of us. Somebody don't put in their $4. Depending on what you tell me, man, and you already agreed before we bought the pizza, and now you want to renege that you ain't got no money. Now you ain't eating no pizza. Now, if you tell me, man, I thought I had the money or I'm hurting right now, situation, okay, I'm gonna let you get some pizza. Cool. I'm gonna take that loss because why you my boy, you know? But for you to sit there and tell me to order the pizza and you literally don't have no money, you ain't have no intention on paying it, in my opinion, because you already established, go ahead and order. We good. I got the $4. You're playing games. You should know your friend better than that to even try them like that. So, like I said, when it come down to it, we got to look at this, from the money standpoint. Building the community is going to take time, energy, money, resources. All that got to be in play. Everybody got to have their hand in. For the ones that don't, that's it. Everybody ain't going to make it. Everybody's not going to become a millionaire. Everybody's not, you know, going to have that business mindset. Maybe they can do something else, contribute in some other ways. I got one of my partners. He always tell people, I ain't giving you no money, because I ain't got it. But when it come down to me watching your kids, I watch kids all day. I put in that time, you know, that he'll give you that time and energy, but he ain't giving you that money because he ain't got it. And it's funny he always say that, but he got money. But the whole point of it is his money is for other things. The money is more important to him to be devoted to some other things. You know, if need be, if you really hurt, most likely he can give it to you. But the point of it is, you know, people have processes. People have things which they have in play that need to be scheduled out on a regular. A lot of people don't understand that. You know, when it comes to this, YouTube and the aspect of us all talking, I've always said this and I keep pushing this. I'm here for the knowledge and, you know, that's pretty much it. When I built my channel, I was focused on the money. My first channel, like I told guys, I'm always keep pushing this. My first channel was on trucking. You guys understand? Box trucks make good money just like them 18 wheelers. You got to know what you're doing, what you're getting into. You'll make the money, no problem. Easy, easy. But you got to know what you're doing. You got to talk to people. You know, get out here. If you're gonna be an owner operator, you got to know how to get the contracts. Get a dispatcher. You know, if you're gonna just be with the family, you gotta know how to build wealth within the family. Get life insurance. I keep pushing life insurance for a reason. You know, that life insurance is the key. Generational wealth. I told you guys, I've heard crazy stories of kids. getting the money through life insurance. Lonzo Hall, shout out to him. He had it to where somebody came on his panel and well, he had a web, I think it was a Zoom meeting, and he had all the people on the Zoom meeting talking about getting life insurance, and the lady was expressing, yeah, this guy had got $5 million in life insurance. We was all happy, excited, man. Yeah, man, that dude did good. But she was like, he didn't keep the money. Dude was broken a year and a half, you know. And I've always told people when you run into a lottery winning or some type of trust or a big life insurance policy, it's a shock to the system. If you ain't never had this money and you don't know how to act like you've been there, as they say back in the day, or you know, act like you got some sense to a certain extent, it's a shock to the system. And what happens when you shock the system? It either gets rebooted or you have a malfunction. And that's what this guy went through. He went through the malfunction to where he got $5 million. This guy went out and bought a Ferrari, bought a nice expensive house, was taking trips to Dubai, France. Nobody sat down and told him that once you start spending this money at an alarming rate and not having a budget, you're gonna lose all this money. You know, that's the thing with kids, that you give them a whole bunch of candy. Let's say you give them a whole bunch of Skittles. They're gonna keep eating those Skittles till that bag get empty. Even though they know that they're not supposed to eat a lot of candy, they're just gonna eat a little at a time. A little at a time till it's all gone. That's what grown people do with money, especially in abundance. You know, they got two shows I used to watch a lot: Curse of the Lottery and How the Lottery Changed My Life. You know, that mindset is big. People always say, "Oh man, I hit this and I do this. Man, I'm gonna do this, and man, I'm gonna make so much money. Man, I'm gonna do this." And man, we can say that. Nobody never knows. But if you have a somewhat of a mindset where you're humble, you know, you got people around you. It was a great one I seen with this lady. She bought two, I think it was one lottery ticket. And let me try to see if I get this right. I think she bought like two or three loose cigarettes, a Pepsi for her lunch, and the lottery ticket. She said, I ain't have no money. I just went on ahead, got me a Pepsi and a couple of loose cigarettes and a lottery ticket. She was like, least the biggest thing I could do is drink the Pepsi, smoke me a couple of cigarettes, and go back to work. And I just wait till I get home and eat. I guess she was rushing, didn't have time, but technically probably didn't have the money. But the crazy part, like I say, towards the end, she bought the lottery ticket and won. Ended up her husband was in the Navy, ended up getting him a discharge out, and they went to talk to a financial advisor. Like, who gave them that advice? Best advice ever. Had friends sit there and tell them, don't go Hollywood. Nah, this couple went and bought a Mustang, I think a Jeep, and that was it. They went well, they bought a house, bought a farm, but that's the bulk of their money was spent on two nice, easy looking, nothing fancy, no Mustang fully loaded. It's a one that came off the showroom floor. Anything that small little features, no high price rims and none of that. No, lights all over it. Just a basic Mustang. She got her a Jeep. They was, just bragging about how they pulled up on people with Ferraris, knowing that they can buy a Ferrari, but why? That's a great mindset to have. Great friends around them, you know, keeping them grounded. Hey, don't think you this way, because we gonna help you stay grounded. I mean, great. I looked at that. I mean, it was good. Then turn around, had the curse of the lottery. Guy hit the lottery. I think up in Tennessee. Had a granddaughter. spoiled her, gave her everything she want. She had a party with some guys, bought all the drugs. They all, I think, the girl died and the boyfriend died overdose. This guy was went from being this humble guy to being a big shot. He ride around with like 100,000 to so much in his car at any given time. They would always break into this suburban, never stole the car, but always take the money, always. And he kept doing it. I think they say broke into his car like 5 times. Knew that the money was gonna be in a briefcase. Broke into it, stole the money, took the briefcase, went on about their way. Then he car still running. This guy go into the strip club, leave his car running with the keys in there. That's it. Tent windows where you can't see in there. You don't know nobody in there or not. For all they know, they could have busted one. There'd been a guy right there with a gun. They don't know. But if they were watching him, they knew. But to the point, dude's granddaughter died, ended up getting divorced. Just horrible endings. You know, that one guy, he hit, got everything he want, started cheating on his old lady. She divorced him. He, started getting miserable. When he got his own crib, he started feeling empty. It was cool, you know, from the aspect of him out there being, getting his get it out there and doing good. But to the point where, it came down to it, what happened? He lost it all. You know, that's the curse side of it. You got to know how to deal with the money when you get it. Like I said, that guy who got that $5 million on that life insurance policy, he blew it all within a year and a half. Nobody told him to invest. Nobody told him, well, they did tell him, but he didn't listen. To sit here and you might can live off the interest. Just go get you a nice house, start you a business, invest. You ain't got to start a business, invest into something to where you can get a return. You know, kids, kids are only knowing right now is the ball. You got women saying, if you don't buy a Birkin bag, you don't love me. Like that's the extent of love is buying a 10,000, $20,000, or even $70,000 purse. That's the extent of love. Buying that, really? That's what we're gonna have to deal with. Like that. That's an issue right there, man. To the point where, like I keep saying, when you get the money, not only when you get this life insurance, let's say you get life insurance from a family member, or you set it up for your kids. The number one thing is to show them when you get this money, what you need to be doing with this money. You know, I got on my wife, I told her the life insurance I got, I already got a real good friend that's good with investments. You know, I already got a financial advisor set up, or, he's already in the space. I could just get my friend, all three of them make a collab. I already told my friend, I said, if something happened to me, my wife gonna be shocked. She ain't gonna want to do nothing. She ain't gonna want to be around people. Ain't gonna want to be nowhere. Man, the best thing she need to do for herself is go on vacation, get away. You know, hopefully at that time the kids are grown to where if they not, go send her with grandma. If she need to be around them just for some kicks, do that. Other than that, she need to, gather herself before she even do anything on spending that money or not. That's when they come into play. They're gonna be putting the money to work. I already got this stuff set up. I got my boys already said. Like my oldest son now, he already tells me, yeah, man, I already know. Me seeing you moving, talking about the money and stuff, the hard work and the dedication. I already know. You know, I'm gonna be doing this. I'm gonna be doing that. I'm making these moves. I'm making that move. You know, when it comes down to it, you got to look at it from that standpoint. You know, the money is to be made. The money is to be spent. How are we gonna be willing and dealing with the money? You know, Sorry about that. I had to sneeze. You know, hit the mute button. See, that's what Go Professor. That's what you need to start doing when you be over there. But I ain't gonna say that, Go Professor. But yeah. But as far as the aspect of the money, you gotta start training your kids on this. My son came to me the other day talking about paying bills. 10 years old. How bills are paid. I was like, I'm laughing. Like, dude, I already knew this stuff to an extent. I already knew how bills get paid. I already knew how the bill system worked before his age. I seen my mama do it. I seen my grandma mail bills. I already knew the process. I looked at people do it. I asked people about it way younger than them because my whole aspect was, why can't I get these toys? Why? Why I gotta wait till Friday? Why? How many hours you work? Do you work? Oh, you work all day. You come home later. I already know. So help me, like, understand why this go on. I ask those questions. A lot of guys ain't asking those questions. Well, a lot of kids not asking those questions because that's my thing. When they told me you get to working, you make this money, you do this, you do that, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna make this money, I'm gonna make that money. Okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. I already came with that mindset. I'm like, man, I'm about to do all this. My granddad had his own business. I used to go work with that old man all the time. Couldn't tell me I couldn't work with him. I wanted to. It was funny one time I was walking down the street and my aunt and them, they didn't have a car. So we walked to the grocery store. We was walking to the grocery store. I seen this little machine. And the machine, it was funny because the machine was like 5 cents for a can. I'm like, what? But it was given, I think, a ratio, I believe, because one time I put like 3 cans in there. I got like 12 cents. I mean, I know I got put 2 cans in there. I got like 12 cents. I was like, I thought I'd get 5 cents, and I'm confused. And my cousin was telling me about, the weight and the scrap and all this. And so I'm like, okay, don't you know, me being a kid, like, I think I was like 8, 9. I'm sitting up there picking up cans as I walk down the street because I went into the store, got a grocery bag. I started picking up cans as we went to the grocery store. We came out, had a whole bunch of cans outside, you know, behind the trash can, and got those and went back. Hold on, right quick. Got another break. Yeah, and from the aspect, man, it was funny. Like I was so focused on the money as a young kid like that. So you couldn't tell me, that I wasn't trying to get money. Even when I legally got my first legal job, I was 15. I went to work at Six Flags. I couldn't wait. Like I was out there. I was doing all kind of other hustles before that, but my thing was the legal, like I say, my legal job because I was 15 on the records. I got that job, I was running. Couldn't tell me nothing. Couldn't tell me anything. Once I made my check, this is the crazy part. When I had that job, I was working literally the whole day. My job made me take off. Yeah, my job literally made me take off 2 days because they said they was breaking some type of labor law because I was working too much. That was the crazy part. They was like literally they breaking some type of labor law because I'm working too much. They was like, you don't got no life, or I'm like, I want some money. That was my whole talk. Like I want money, and the whole point of me want money, what I was doing, I was getting it. Thank you. Yeah, I was getting the money. So from the standpoint of me getting the money, what I had to do to get the money, I had to put in the work. So when it came down to it, it was crazy. Like that's all I was doing was trying to put in the work. And a lot of people don't understand that. You got to put in that work. You got to get that money. Ain't nothing wrong with working hard. You just got to put that process in. You got to put in the work. It's a process. You know, a lot of people not looking at it. The process, man. Yeah, I mean, it's just that crazy part. Yeah, when it came down to it, hey, hustle hard. You wanted all the money you can get. No was off the table for me. You know, you want to work an extra hour today? Yes. You want to do this? Yes. You know what I did on my day off when I had like I think I had 2 or 3 days off. They made me went down to the downtown, went to some famous little store, Walters, bought me up some clothes, and went to the malls, bought me. Almost got robbed too. That was a crazy part because I sit up there, had all these bags, and the dudes were seeing me getting off the bus and stuff. So I was like, dang, what I'm gonna do? Smart me went and bought because I knew I wasn't taking these shoes back and stuff. Went to the store, bought me a book bag, put all my shoes and stuff that I could in the book bag because I'm like, I gotta buy me a new book bag for school anyway. So why not? When they bought me a book bag, took all my stuff out the box, put them in the book bag, and then I was walking around with probably 2 bags in my hand. All my shoes were in the book bag. You know, I had the jeans and stuff like that. So I'm like, if they gonna rob me for this, I mean, just so be it for the jeans, because I'm taking off running. I could drop a dummy bag, which I had a bag with nothing in there. I was gonna drop that, cuff the other bag in my chest, and just take off running. You know, dudes looked at me up and down, nothing. I was cool. After that, I was like, yep, know how to move now. I mean, you go through that in certain neighborhoods, dealing with that, you go through that. But the crazy part is, man, getting back to this, it's all about the money. Like, what are you gonna do with the money once you get it? How are you gonna teach your kids how to keep it? How are you gonna invest? Like, that's the biggest thing. To be honest, I'm thinking about getting ready to go to my cousin's house. I keep pushing my cousin to get online. His thing is he don't like ignorant people. He's like, he's one of those dudes with a mindset. If he see you and you say something stupid, he'll just get a reaction from you. So that's why he don't like, even with a lot of channels I tell him to go on, he's like, man, I'm not going on none of that stuff. I'm not doing none of that because from the standpoint, it don't sound interesting to me. I got a homeboy, he the same way, man. It is funny. This guy, I got a friend, he the same way. He told me on YouTube, if it's not making him no money or it ain't putting him in the mind frame of doing something, he's not even touching YouTube. He said the amount of money and the things that he could be doing instead of being on YouTube, like it's a waste of time for him. You know, it's not validating him and doing certain things. So he not even proceeding with it. He's like, dude, I already got too much on my plate. I told him, I said, man, me too. I got a lot on my plate, but at the same time, man, it is what it is, bro. I'm trying to do something in the community. He's like, yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I feel you. But when it come down to it, he's like, man, I don't got time for this. You know, it is what it is. Some people they try to help, and just like he say, some of them are just lost souls, man. You can't help everybody because everybody don't want to be helped. He's like, the base is take care of yourself, take care of your family, and go on about your business. Cause he's like, at the end of the day, you worried about them, they're not worried about you. You focus on them, you focus on this in the aspect, They're not trying to get money like that. They're not trying to do this like that. But I don't know, man. I might end this stream and come back a little later. You know. Oh man, I ain't gonna drop the link for Gold Professor just like that. Hey, I'm gonna come back on a little later because I gotta go bust this move real quick. I gotta make a phone call with somebody. Just send me a text and yeah, I might come back on a little later because there's a lot of guys I was trying to look at earlier and move my channel around. But I'm gonna start dropping more content like I keep saying. I gotta push people into space, like I always push up Alonzo and everybody. Gold Professor has put me on to a whole bunch of people, man. Great people, you know, great people in their channels. Same thing with underrated. You know, BGS, he on top, man. I mean, it ain't too many people that BGS hasn't recommended. Oh no, I take that back because there's some people that BGS recommended. I just couldn't rock with them, to a certain degree. I listen to them, but that's one thing. I sub to a great deal of people, but far as keeping on their content, it's not too many people I stay with. Uh, what's it? Dr. St. Q. I'm always over there. The crazy part, Go Professor. He put me in the mindset with him. You know, Brother Bakari. Uh, sorry, I sneezed, but Brother Bakari, same thing with him. Underrated. You know, great guy. Talk to him a lot. You know, so when it come down to it, be about your money. There's no sense on building generational wealth if you can't build it amongst your kids too. Your kids got to know what is going to be your plan, what is going to be the status of the lineage. Same thing with your wife. Your wife got to know too. She got to know who she's marrying, who she's going to be investing her time and energy. Shout out to Gold P. And what type of results is she getting back? You know, when it comes down to it, like I'm gonna keep pushing this point of generational wealth, the point where you need to, focus on getting money, getting things right with yourself. You know, doing the right thing, focus on what aspect are you going to do with your money, how are you going to teach your kids about the money, and going from there. And with that said, I'm gone. We gone.